By all means, please take a drink while you rest.
I appreciate it.
All right, then. I'll get straight to the point. I have a job I would like you to look into. The owner of a fine art store in Tenmacho came to me with some concerns about a piece he procured recently. A demonic painting, apparently. It's known by the name the Ukiyo-e of Kudanzaka.
With a reputation like that, I suppose strange rumors are attached.
Well, it's more than just floating rumors. From my understanding, the artist who painted it has become ill and bedridden. He claims it's the demons getting their vengeance for selling this painting. What do you think?
It seems like a regular painting to me. Although, paranormal objects only show their true colors under the right conditions.
That's right. Very good. Hopefully it's harmless. But if it turns out that it could bring trouble, then I want you to take care of it.
Consider it done.
Of course, I wouldn't expect you to do any of this for free. I'll make sure you're fairly paid.
You have my thanks.
Once all of this is settled, why don't we share a drink or two?
Been cold out there. The usual?
Please.
Jinya! Oh, thank goodness. Please, I need your help. There's this ukiyo-e of Kudanzaka.
The ukiyo-e of Kudanzaka?
Yes, that's right. It's some kind of demonic painting. Everybody's saying that it's cursed because the guy who owned it died in a bizarre way.
It looks like it's been ripped.
Yeah, 'cause I accidentally dropped it.
A bewitched painting that got ripped? You're gonna jinx my shop by bringing that in here.
My apologies, sir.
Come, take a look at this.
Oh, what the hell?
The owner of a fine art store in Tenmacho acquired it. It's apparently known as the ukiyo-e of Kudanzaka, and also a demonic painting.
It looks exactly like mine. Let me get this straight. There's multiple copies of a supposedly bewitched painting on the market? Something doesn't add up.
I agree.
It's quite a beautiful painting. Are you able to glean anything from it, Zenji?
Well, let me see. The color's hardly faded, and the paper doesn't show deterioration. So I doubt even a year has passed since it was made. You know, I know the owners of the fine art shop in Tenmacho. If I call in a favor, they can trace it back to the artist for me.
I would appreciate that.
No problem. You're constantly helping out Lady Natsu. So, it's the least I can do to return the favor. Just wait here. I'll go ask.
Ah, if it isn't Zenji. Good timing. A new stock of smut is in.
Sorry, I'll have to save that for next time. Say, Pops, do you have the ukiyo-e of Kodansaka here?
Well, actually, I took that down not long ago. People are saying it's demonic, so I didn't feel good about displaying it in the store.
Wait, isn't that just a rumor the artist made up?
No. I know for a fact the artist is bedridden from illness. And worse, word on the street is that someone who bought the painting got killed. I don't want to be associated with those rumors.
Well, that's understandable. Since we're talking about him, does the painter live anywhere around here? Thanks for waiting.
What do you have there?
Ah, just a little something. More importantly, I got the details. They told me the painter lives in Sakaicho.
Much appreciated. I'll handle the rest myself.
Be careful!
Right. Excuse me, is Master Doshu Saga available?
Yeah. Come on in. Been a long time since I've had visitors. And who might you be?
Yes, of course. My name is Jinta. I have made my way out here to seek your knowledge, sir.
Listen, you can drop the formalities. I'm not important enough for them. Please, make yourself comfortable.
I was told that you had fallen quite ill as of late.
It's nothing as serious as that. My old age just happens to be catching up with me. These bones can't handle the strain of making art anymore.
So it isn't the curse of a demonic painting?
A curse? What in the world gave you that idea? Do you work at Segendo or something?
Not at all. But I did hear that you were the one who created this.
That's Kodansaka. Now this little beauty takes me back.
I've been investigating the rumors behind the ukiyo-e of Kudanzaka to find out if they're true. Would you be so kind in telling me what you know about it?
Sure, I can do that for you. But where exactly should I start? First, the name itself. It has no relation to the Kudanzaka locale in Edo. It actually refers to the woman.
Do you mean to say it's named after the lady you painted?
No, not quite. Back then, a man who carried a katana forged in Kadono thought of that moniker. It means 9 hills. His name was Motoharu, and he used to visit here very often.
I couldn't even protect the woman I love. Damn it all. Doesn't get more pathetic than that. Hey, Jinta. To be honest, I couldn't stand Yokoze when we first met each other. I felt lucky to become a sentinel, but she drove me nuts because I couldn't make sense of her. Still, that hatred didn't stop me from wanting to keep her safe. But now look at us. Everything in life changes with the passage of time. Even my indelible oath to protect her couldn't last forever. Don't end up like me, okay? Jinta, become a man who can cherish his hatred. You're in charge now. Take care of Shirayuki. And keep your bond close with Suzune. Okay? My apologies, but the man you named... Could you please tell me a little more about him?
Huh?
I am from Kadono Village. Motoharu was my foster father.
So you're his foster son. He spoke of you in volumes. I'll gladly tell you more. Besides, I can't really explain the painting without going into more detail about him. Back when I was still in my youth...
Excuse me. Are you staying here?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, I'm moving in today. I'm Doshu Saga. And you are...
I cannot share my name, but I never lie. You can just call me Nameless.
Nameless?
Wow, you're really buckling down today. Finishing another masterpiece?
You bet. I'm gonna be the best artist in all of Edo.
Well, I hope you will.
It's no joke, I'm serious.
If you say so.
I'm Motoharu, the Sentinel. The Itsukihime has ordered me here to deliver a letter.
Oh, it's you again. It's been a while.
Damn it. Why am I running around like a messenger when I'm supposed to be a sentinel? Bullshit. Oh, that woman is so obnoxious.
More bitching today? You never have anything good to say about this Itsukihime lady.
Obviously. I thought I'd finally earned some respect, but I just got sent off to Edo like a servant. I swear, that woman is more demonic than demons.
Your father was a riot. Once a year he would visit me. He'd always complain to blow off steam.
Did he really?
What? He always watched his mouth and acted like a proper gentleman around you? Hate to break it to you, but he was a hot-headed man. Anyway, back to the topic of Kudansuka. It was originally a beignet I painted by hand when Nameless still lived here. But much later, the folks from Sengendo told me they wanted to sell it. The pieces for sale now are woodblock prints carved from a new sketch that I made for them.
So then, it's a painting of the woman known as Nameless?
I guess you could say that, but it's not entirely accurate.
You've described Kudanzuka to people as demonic. Why is that?
Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what it is. At its very core, it's been bewitched for sure. However, before we go further, there is something I have to ask you. When you first saw Kudanzuka, what were your thoughts?
Seeing the Miko wearing a jade necklace next to a river made me think of the legend of Princess Nunakawa from Shinano. Except, the katana she's holding also gave me the impression it may be connected to Kodono and Itsukihime.
Very good analysis. You're spot on. Then let me explain why it's demonic. But just so you know, I think you'll regret hearing this. You may end up feeling like you were far better off not knowing. Through the years, Motoharu would travel to Edo as part of his duties, and stop by here to complain for a little while before going back. However, I noticed that his attitude towards the Miko he served began to change. Until one day...
I want you to paint something for me.
Really? I'm guessing something of your beloved Miko?
That's right.
I remember the days when all you did was bitch about her. Now you've skipped right to being head over damn heels in love.
So what? And besides, she's had struggles of her own.
Fine, I'll do it. But Motoharu, how am I supposed to paint a lady I've never seen?
That won't be a problem. Because we have Nameless with us.
Nameless? What about her?
Well, you see, Nameless was originally born in Shinano, but she faced some hardships that forced her to flee to Kodono. Then she eventually left and came to settle here in Edo.
Wait, hold on. I'll admit that comes as a surprise, but what's it got to do with the painting of your Miko?
Because they are connected. The truth is, Yokaze and Nameless are identical.
So the ukiyo-e of Kudanzuka is a painting of Lady Yokaze? The Miko of Kodono Village?
Wow, you're brighter than you look. So, it was made based on her look-alike, Nameless, combined with Motoharu's advice and my imagination. That's how Kudanzuka was born.
Although it evokes the legend of Princess Nunakawa, it actually depicts the Itsukihime in Yarai. But what exactly makes it demonic?
Back then, Motoharu once described that woman as being more demonic than demons. That's where it comes from. I just called it that to poke fun at the way he would bitch. Although, once I made the new sketch at Sengendo's for nostalgia's sake, I really started feeling my age. I still think it was a mistake. That painting was based on real love, and now karma is punishing me for making money off of it.
So the Sengendo staff took your words to heart and believed the painting caused you to fall ill, right?
That's really what it all boils down to. Just a poorly timed coincidence. There's nothing cursed about it. It's a perfectly respectable piece of art.
Why did you assume I would regret learning this?
Good old Kudanzuka. What a beauty.
Okay, what do you think of this?
It's awful. Start over. Have you even been listening to me? That's not what Yokaze looks like.
You're still not happy with it? Jeez, what am I supposed to do?
She's more beautiful than that.
To sum it up, Kudanzuka is Motoharu's heavily embellished version of his beloved Miko. Now here's the real kicker. You said when you first saw Kudanzuka, you told me you thought of Princess Nunakawa, but Motoharu thought otherwise. He thought she looked a lot like the goddess Yasakatome. Are you familiar with her?
In my youth, Motoharu taught me a little about local mythology. She's a goddess worshipped at the Suwa Shrine in Shinano.
That's right. He probably made that connection because Nameless was born in Shinano. But who would imagine his foster son would also compare her to a goddess?
You seem pretty damn happy. Would you like to do the honors and give this beauty a name?
A name? That's a good question. Maybe Yasakatome. Oh no. My wife's beauty surpasses even that of the gods. If Yasaka means 8 hills, then I need something better, something worthy. So I choose... Kudanzuka.
See? I bet you wish I never told you now. That piece is the result of your father being lovesick. He just wanted to glorify his wife. And that is what makes it bewitching.
So the phrase was used to praise her beauty, and not meant as a curse.
Speaking of, buddy, if you go around calling that painting Kudanzuka, basically, you will be saying my mother is more beautiful than gods.
Oh, give me a break.
You finally got that sourpuss look off your face. I suppose if you didn't know about Kudanzuka until now, then that would only mean Motoharu never shared any information about her with his kids. Here.
What is this?
A test painting I made back then. I hope you'll overlook the fact it's gotten a bit dirty. I know I harped on him a lot, but please don't hold a grudge against Motoharu. Despite being a dumbass, he truly cared for his family. He made fewer and fewer trips to Edo after his daughter's birth. Then, on his last visit, he spoke of his new adoptive son and daughter, and never came back. That's the kind of guy he was.
Of course, I'm aware. My father always taught me the important lessons needed to grow in life.
Wonderful.
Here's your order of kake soba. What seems to be the problem, pal? You're staring at me.
You're just great at being a father.
What's gotten into you? That's so out of the ordinary. Did something happen with that unusual ukiyo-e painting?
It wasn't that big of a deal. Although, I did learn about a side of my foster father that I never knew before. It was a bit startling.
That's just how fathers are. Mine is the same way. He's not all sunshine and rainbows. He has a loud mouth. Plus he freaks out at the drop of a hat. And he can be a blockhead at times.
Hey, you're talking about me, aren't you?
Yes, but only kind comments.
Uh-huh.
But that's all a part of who he is.
I suppose you're right about that. There were no problems with the painting. Its demonic reputation was the result of the artist voicing some regrets he had. No harm will come from it whether it's kept or sold.
What about the death it supposedly caused?
Forgive my blunt words, but mere happenstance. It's true that an individual who owned the painting passed away, but I obtained that copy and found nothing suspect about it.
Well, I suppose this isn't worth making any type of fuss over. It's just strokes of good and bad luck. Thank you for solving it. I'll fetch your pay before you leave. For now, let's get you a drink.
You first.
Now it's your turn.
Is drinking sake something you partake in often?
Drinking used to be only an escape for me. But at some point, it became more of a pastime. Especially since recent brews have good flavor. And you? Do you have a taste for it?
Yes. Enough to enjoy a cup or two at night, at least.
If that's the case, we should do this again sometime.
Certainly. It would be my pleasure.
いくつの夜を数えた君と歩いた道をたどればそれぞれにあったな物語どれもが心の炎明かり今君なしでも生きていく悲しみは強さへと満ちていくどこにいるのかもわからないがどこかで受け取ってくれたらいいあれから何年経ってる関係意外変わんねえいない生活はつまんねえ来世にまた期待してどんな世界線でも会いに行くまたいで憎しみも悲しみも超えた聞こえてるかこの声がそこにいないから届かないでも書き続けている物語千の夜を越えてはまた君と出会い千の音届けてただ君を歌う生き出すことに日々増す想い綴ろう二人千が一夜尽きることなくペン走りだラララ